I'm going to walk you through how to set up WooCommerce inside WordPress. I do this on a daily basis at my agency where we're building hundreds of sites, and I'm going to show you the way we do it there. First, we're starting off with a default WordPress install. So this assumes that you have hosting already set up with WordPress installed. You're logged in as an admin. So we head on over to plugins, and we're going to add a new plugin. We're going to go find WooCommerce, search it, and then we'll hit install. This installs the plugin called WooCommerce, which enables WordPress to do e-commerce. You'll see after you've activated it that we'll get a setup wizard, and we're going to go ahead and walk through it. So we're going to pick, I'm just starting my business. We'll give our store a name. I'm just going to call it WooCommerce Demo, and we'll do clothing in Ontario, Canada. We continue. For now, I'm going to uncheck all of the options except for Woo Payments, because we'll use that later to set up the payment gateway. So I'm going to go continue, and this is going to install the Woo Payments plugin automatically using the setup wizard. And now we're completed, and we are in the WordPress dashboard. The next thing that we need to really build the site well is the Elementor plugin. So we're going to go ahead and install it as well. Actually, here you see we've got WooCommerce and Woo Payments because it did install this using the wizard. There's no great free plugins to build a WooCommerce site in the page builder world. So we're going to need something like Elementor Pro or Astra Pro. My personal favorite is Bricks, which is a paid builder as well. For today's demo, we're going to use Elementor. And so I'll go ahead and install the free version, and then we're going to activate it. So that gets us a free version, but the free version doesn't let you build in WooCommerce. So we're going to skip this. I'm going to skip the whole wizard. And then we're going to go ahead and install Elementor Pro. By default, it dives us right into Elementor to start. So I'm just going to go back to WordPress for now. And we'll install the Pro version to get all the WooCommerce features we need. So we're going to go back to plugins. We get add new plugin, upload plugin. I've already got it in my downloads, and we're going to pick the latest version, which is 3.6. It's the latest version I have downloaded. We'll go ahead and install it. We'll activate it. And then we need to connect to our Elementor account to activate the license. And now we have Elementor Pro activated, which gives us all of the Pro features we need to do WooCommerce Store with. So at this point, we have a very basic site. This is using the default theme. We have a shop page. We have a My Account page. We have a checkout page and a cart page. So it's very basic. So now we have WooCommerce, Woo Payments, Elementor, and Elementor Pro installed in our blank template. And we need to first do one more thing before we start to design, and that's to head on over to Appearance. And we're going to use the Hello theme instead of the default 2024 theme. So you just go to search Hello theme, and you'll see the one here called Hello Elementor. we want to choose it, install it, and then we'll go ahead and activate it. This is a default child theme that Elementor recommends to use when you're building an Elementor. Just make sure to activate it after you've installed it, and we're good to go. You'll see on the front end that it'll change the style to a very default site with nothing in it at all. Now that we have Hello Elementor installed, we're going to head on over to templates to the kit library. And in the kit library, we're going to choose from our categories. We're going to check the online store category, and you will see some default templates that will help you to build out a site really quickly using Elementor. I'm going to go ahead and view the demo on the candle set shop kit. And after it loads, there's a button in the top right corner that lets us apply the kit. What this will do is that it will let us import this entire design pre-built into our blank template in Elementor. So here we're going to go apply the kit. We could customize it if we want to, but we're going to go ahead and go apply all. And this here process will go ahead and import all of the design and the images that are used in this template directly into our WooCommerce site. Then we can go ahead and begin to modify things, give them our own look and feel like we want for our site to be looking like, instead of using the template exactly as it is right here. So this is now finished. We're going to go and click the button, see it live, and you will see that our blank template now has a header and a footer and some basic templates applied to the vanilla site that we had. It's starting to look pretty good already, and we haven't even begun to work yet. So you'll see that this template imported a pretty minimal amount of information. We have a header and a footer, but there's no shop page. So when we flip back to products, we'll see that there's no products imported. And on the shop page, there is no template assigned to style the shop page. So I'm going to go ahead and create an item. And this is a process you'll be doing in your own store. So I'm going to go ahead and add a beeswax candle. So there's a couple important things we need to note here. Regular price, even though it doesn't say so, is a required field. And we're going to make this candle 39 bucks. I think that's a cheap price for a candle. And I'm going to pick the candle. You'll see here that some media imported. Often templates will import lots of media, which isn't really that helpful because most of it you end up swapping out and it makes a big mess in your media manager. So this is really good to see from Elementor that we have just a handful of images. So I'm going to go ahead and choose an image, and then I'm going to go ahead. We have to create a new category for this product to show inside of. We can add tags if we'd like to add other ways of searching and finding. If we want to, we could put this on sale. Under inventory, we could add a SKU number, whether we're gonna do stock management, and this would let us do stock notifications. It would let us show whether it's in stock or out of stock because it would track how many we have left in stock. We can add dimensions, which is great for integrating shipping plugins that are doing live rate calculations. If we do a shipping class, we can do additional shipping logic where we may have like a big product that needs to have a class like bulky or oversized, and then you would use a plugin like Flexible Shipping Pro, and you would say anytime an item is in my cart that is bulky shipping class, add $15 extra of shipping to the checkout. So this is all really easy stuff to do with the right plugins, and that is the use case for shipping classes. In linked products, we can do upsells and cross sells, which you can show on the page. Attributes are great for searching and filtering on a shop page in more advanced setups. And then in advanced, there is an option to enable reviews. We can set the menu order and purchase notes. So for now, I am going to go ahead and publish this here. And notice that tax classes aren't showing in the options, and that's because we haven't enabled taxes in WooCommerce yet. So when I go to WooCommerce settings, we can enable taxes, which will let us configure taxes for our products. And additionally, if I flip back to my product, I will now get an additional tax class on my product where I could create a tax class that is for things like food or books where they are taxed differently, especially in Canada, where books specifically have only 5% GST on them instead of 13% HST. So the way we would do that is to configure a tax rate in tax settings, where we would go to additional tax classes, and we would create a new class called GST only. We save these changes. We get a new tab here. We insert a row, and we say the state code would be ON. Well, I guess actually this would be across Canada. And the rate is 5%, does not apply to shipping, only to the product. We save this change, we come back to products, and now we can choose GST only as a tax class on this item. And instead of our regular taxes applying, this specific product will now get GST only. Anyway, that's a bit of a tangent. You may or may not find that useful. So we're going to go back to our front end, and you'll see now that we've created a product, and we have a product that's on sale, and it shows the image, and is a really basic shop page because it's using defaults. So let's go ahead and fix that. We're going to go to Theme Builder, which you can get to by going from dashboard to templates and then theme builder. And here's a great place to get an overview of all the things that the wizard imported when we selected this template. So you'll see it imported a header and a footer, but we don't have a single post, a single page, or an archive, or a search results, a single product, or a products archive, nor a loop item. We have a 404 page. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to create a product archive template, and that's what's going to style the shop page URL for our store. So we're going to hit the plus under, I'm in the wrong section. We're going to hit the plus under product archive, add new, and I'll give it a name, and then it will load the builder. And here I'm going to choose this block. We'll go ahead and insert this pre-built section into it. And you can see it's already selected from the drop down the product archive type. So I'll go ahead, hover it, and hit the purple insert button. And this will insert a pre-built design for your shop page right into your site. So we're going to go ahead and publish this, but now it's asking us, how do we, what is the condition? Where do you want this template to show? We've already told it over here in Theme Builder that we'd like to make a archive page, but we need to now tell it where to add it. So we're going to hit add condition, and you can see that we could go all product archives, or we could go shop page. We're going to go all product archives because this will then style your shop page as well as your product category archives, which you'll notice down the road. If you did just a shop page, then you would still need to style or product category archives, which is okay if you want a different design for them. Some use cases you will, others you won't. I'm going to go ahead and go all archives. We'll save it. And when I go back to my shop page, you will see that we have a new design. I'm going to go ahead and add, it's looking much better too. You see it's got social media posts, we got reviews and a newsletter. For consistency, we're going to go back to our template and we're going to, you want to do things like change the color of the sale banner to match the rest of your site styling. And I think some of that would be done from Elementor theme builder, actually inside of the global presets here, global colors and global fonts. So these would be the primary and secondary colors. You see they're already set actually from the theme we imported. So I'm going to discard this, so we're good there. And we need to go back to the widget, dive into it to figure out where the blue is coming from. And it's likely coming from the product widget somewhere. So we've got a title. You can see it's inheriting these colors that came from this other template we picked, because now we're merging the Elementor Pro template we initially installed with a block from Elementor itself. It's imported, it's not honoring the site styling, so we can easily replace the colors that were there with our primary or secondary or text colors. So I'm going to just choose text here, and I would scroll through here and change each place where the price or where the text is a different color than we want for our template. Regular price, we're going to use a text color, and I'm still trying to find the sale banner. We get content, we get the query. The rating, the title, the stars, the price, the regular price, buttons. We should change them as well. And we're going to choose text. We get a view cart button. You can also choose our secondary color there. I'm not sure where the sale price banner price is coming from. Here it is, sale flash. That's what we're looking for right there. So I'm going to choose secondary. You know what? I'm actually going to choose a red. It looks pretty classy and black. I think we're going to choose something like that. So now we've merged the colors and the styles from those two templates. We're going to flip back to our shop page and we'll refresh. And there we go. We've gotten rid of the blue fonts and everything here is looking pretty good. Now that we have a simple product created, I'm going to go ahead and show you how a variable product works. Variable products are products like apparel, where you have small, medium, large, or color, where you're choosing a different color and it's combining them all into one product instead of having one product that's red, one product that's black, one product that's green, where you need to go into each individual item to add it to cart. A variable product brings them all together. I'm going to do a quick run through on that. So there's one way where you can build them wrong. We're going to do them the right way the first time. So to do that, we have to first build the attribute before we use it. The attribute is color or size. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a candle and we're going to add size as an attribute before we create the variable product. So to start, we go to products, attributes, And this is a very important step. It's very difficult to recover from this, to fix it after if you did it wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and make small, I'm doing this wrong. I'm talking as I'm working. We want to do size as the name of the attribute. And then in the terms, we're going to add terms called small. I'll hit enter. Then we'll add it, and then we'll do large as well. So we can make some pretty quick progress. This isn't hard, it doesn't take long, but it's really easy to get it wrong. So now that we have this in place, we're gonna go back to products, and I'm gonna add new. We're gonna call this another candle. We need a product image. We're gonna choose, I don't know, this one instead. We need a price. Give it a smoking deal of 39 bucks. It's also going into wax candles. And at this point, we have a simple product. If we flip back to the shop page, we have another candle, and it looks like a regular product. As you can see, it's not styled. We'll get to that. But we're gonna go back to our product because we're missing the drop downs for size. So how do we put that together? It's two steps. First, we need to add the attributes, and then we need to create variations from them. We're gonna scroll down to product data, choose variable product, and then we go to the attributes tab. And from the drop down, we're going to choose size, which is the attribute we made earlier. Once it loads, we're going to select all the variations, and importantly, we're going to make sure that we have the used for variations button checked. Then we're going to save the attributes, and that's the foundation for variations. So now that we have attributes here, if we go to variations and generate variations, it'll create one for each attribute that we have here. So if we have 3, it's going to create 3 variations. We could do them manually. I'm going to do them automatically because it's quicker. And there you go. We have a small, a medium, and a large. We need to add a price because price is also required for each variation. So I'm going to use the button here to add a price instead of just going manually in and typing a price into each one here. Now we have a variable product, and you could apply a different image to each variation if you wanted to. This is useful for clothing where you've got like red, green, blue, and you want to actually show the picture. When you go to the product front end, these photos would flip and change based on your dropdown. So here you go. Now we have a large, a medium, and a small candle. And instead of having 3 products, they're grouped together into one. Now that we have products set up, we need to set up taxes and shipping, which you can do in WooCommerce settings. Under the tax rates, the tax tab, you will apply your default tax rates to the standard rates, so it's blank. You'll insert a row for your country, for your state, for your country and your province, wherever you live. You will, for your standard tax rates, probably you will give it a tax rate and you will check the tax for shipping. In the GST only rates, we didn't, because in Canada, when I'm selling books, it's only the product that is taxed at this rate, and shipping gets regular pricing, which it will get from this standard rate instead. So we will set up taxes, and then we will set up shipping. Shipping works in a similar way. We can do shipping zones, and they can be as small or as big as you want them to be. So you could have a shipping zone where it is a handful of postal codes or zip codes around you, where when people inside these areas shop on your site, the shipping zone would limit what shipping option they can pick and check out. So a good use case for this is a local pickup. So typically you don't want to have local pickup showing for customers halfway across the country, because what ends up happening in a WooCommerce store is that people will accidentally choose local pickup when they know they should pay for shipping, and they will call and act all innocent like they didn't know. So you need to set up your shipping rates correctly, and the good way to do that would be to add a local shipping zone. And we would call this, I'm gonna just call it my city, and you could limit it to specific zip codes like this. This would be your local area, and then we add a shipping method. Let's call it, we're gonna choose the free shipping one, and we are going to name it local pickup like this. So what we have here is a shipping zone that applies just to my city, and it's local pickup. Then we add another zone, and I'm gonna call it Ontario because that's where I live. We choose Ontario, Canada, and now we can go flat rate shipping in Ontario is 25 bucks. Like this. It's taxable, and I'm gonna change it to courier, create and save. And now when I go back to my shipping zones, we have a shipping zone that works for local pickup. When a person is in this postal code, this would be their only option. When they're in Ontario, this would be their only option. Now, this is way more flexible than that. If we want it to be, we can also say, we'll deliver inside this postal code. So we could give them two options. We're going to go back and edit this zone, and we're going to add another shipping method. We'll go flat rate, and maybe because it's so close, it will be 10 bucks. And it might be on our truck instead of using courier. So we'll go create and save. And now we have starting to build out a shipping system where we have very local pickup and very local delivery. And then the rest of Ontario, we have courier. And then we could go like the provinces next to where we live. They could be a little more expensive using flat rate methods, and then we can branch out the further we go. The price would get a little higher, and then everyone pays the right amount of shipping for where they're located based on where we're shipping from. One last thing that we need to do is to set up payments. And the easy way to do this is with WooPayments. There is cheaper ways to do it if you get your own merchant account through a reseller rather than just getting the handy Stripe or WooPayments accounts. They're typically 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. And so if you're processing a low dollar amount on your store, then this is likely your better option. But if you are processing $5,000 or $10,000 a month or more, then you should look at getting a gateway, and you can get much better rates, around 2% and maybe 10 cents per transaction instead, which can save you a ton of money. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go connect your store, and this wizard would let you create a WooPayment gateway and automatically connect it to your store. Once this is finished, it will go ahead and it will go through the wizard to create your payments. And it has really good integration. It's a nice gateway. It has Apple Pay support. It has Google Pay support. And it works really well. Kind of pricey though. So I'm going to close out of here. And for the sake of the demo, I'm going to install a payment gateway so we can test with. So back in settings, I'm going to go to payments, and I'm going to enable cash on delivery. So that will let us use the checkout for testing. Back here, we have another template to build because we've got a kind of glitchy looking page. So back in our theme builder, which we get to by going from dashboard to Elementor, templates, and then theme builder, we now have a header, a footer, And the product archive we made, this isn't loading, so I'm going to go back to here again. So you'll see the header, the footer, the product archive we made, and our 404 page. So now we want to make another template, and this one is called the single product. So on the single product tab, I'm going to click, and I'm going to go add new. And because we've done this, it knows we want to make a single product template to apply to this page right here. So we have a couple defaults we can choose from the Elementor library. As you can see, I didn't show you this before, but you'll see that they're not inheriting the colors that we got from the other template we imported, and it's pretty easy to fix. And I just want to point that out to you there. So we're going to go ahead and insert this template, and we'll give it the same treatment as we did the other one. We're going to go into the add to cart widget, and we're going to replace the colors in there with our site global colors instead. And everything begins to conform really quickly to the styling of our template, which we had initially selected. Here, we're going to choose this one. We're going to replace all these navies with our secondary and text color. And again, here we have a related products loop. We're going to go to style. We're going to scroll down through all of the colors everywhere and replace them with secondary. And very quickly, we have a style that works and is very flexible and editable. And then we go to the sale block, and we're going to choose the secondary color. Now I go ahead and publish this change, and because it's the first time we're making edits to the template, it's asking where we want to apply it. It knows it's a product single page, so we go add condition. It makes it really easy for us. We could apply it to just one product category if we wanted to, or author. We're going to use the default as products. We'll save and close. Now when I flip back to my product, we get a nice product page style. I'm going to go ahead and add this to my cart. When I go to view my cart, we don't have a cart template. So let's go back to Elementor. We're going to go to dashboard. We'll go to pages, and we're going to go to cart. We'll edit the cart in Elementor. So I go to edit with Elementor, and then we are going to find a cart page template to build our cart page with. So here we have a text editor only, and I'm going to remove this. And we're going to go to templates. We're going to add blocks. We're going to choose cart. There is no cart. Okay, we'll go to pages, and we are going to find a cart page. I don't see one here either. That's fine. We will just go ahead and we're going to add the cart widget into our design. We will publish it. Again, it's coming in with some default colors. We're going to go ahead and find them all under style, and we will change them to match our template. The big one here is our green button, which is the checkout button. And the background color is going to be our secondary color. So we just go through and find all the areas where we have buttons that are getting styles they shouldn't, and we will get them to match. Here we'll choose secondary. It gets the X on our product. Descriptions, we can choose secondary as well. Links, we'll choose secondary. That takes care of that. We are going to choose secondary for our radio buttons. On our forms, we are going to choose typography, color. That's not what I'm after. We're going to choose color, secondary. And buttons, we are going to go to find the blue border color of the buttons. I think this is it here. Yes, there we go. All right, that is a relief for the eyes right there. So we're going to go ahead and publish this page. Now when we flip back to the cart, we have a nice looking cart. So here we go. Now I'm going to proceed to checkout, and our checkout page needs some work. So we're going to flip back to Elementor, go exit the dashboard, and we'll give the same treatment to the checkout page, and then our job is complete. So in checkout, we're going to edit with Elementor. And once the builder loads, we are going to go ahead and delete the contents that are there already. We're going to find the checkout widget, drag it in, and we'll find all the places inside the widget that we want to change the font colors. So in typography, we will change the title color to secondary. Secondary titles, I'm going to just choose the same color for now. Descriptions. So we're just trying to go through and find the typography everywhere to change the color to match the template. Radio buttons color. Secondary. In our forms, we are looking for the border color right here. That gets our button. In the order summary, we're also looking for color, titles and totals. These are secondary. Our divider total, we'll do secondary. And now we still have the coupon code, and I think those are links. So let's look for typography, link color here. Secondary, there we go. And one last place, we need the purchase button. Background color, which we can get right here. And there we go. We're going to publish this and reload the checkout page, and we have a nicely styled checkout page ready to go. So we have built a WooCommerce website in about 30 minutes of time. Something like that, somewhere between 10 and 50 minutes, I think we've built this. So we just finished building out a WooCommerce site in somewhere between 10 and 50 minutes. I'm not quite sure how long that took, but it's looking pretty good and it went pretty quick. When we use the right tools, it doesn't really take that long to make lots of progress. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot as I'm growing my YouTube channel to build more content for you guys. And I plan to be doing that in weekly videos.